Masterpiece Mox Opal, it looks like. Oh, as a guess, I think that's a Mox Jet. Proxy Mox Jet. Now it looks like a defense grid. It's going to get countered. So okay, so that's a Mana Crypt as opposed to Mox Opal. It looks like we have a Chalice on 0. Looks like 1 mana for a Sensei's Divining Top. Take some damage off the Mana Crypt. Down to 15. Three mana for Tezzeret. There was a Mind Break trap. The Chalice of the Void wasn't in play yet, but even if the Chalice was in play, I wouldn't have stopped it. But it was Mind Break trap. The art from Thunder Junction. Ancestral Recall. Yes, sir. Sewers for a little bit of Surveil. Dodging damage on Mana Crypt. 3 mana again for Glaring Fleshraker. Imagine if there's a counter spell that's probably needed here. Resolves. Okay, so that's a Soul Ring as opposed to a Sensei's Divining Top. I apologize. Masterpiece Arts. Not quite familiar with them. So that's going to trigger the Glaring Fleshraker, ping you for 1, make a spawn. Red Monolith comes in. Has all the mana in the world when it comes to his turn. 2 mana for Steven, probably Frog. Indeed. Just passes. Alright, Mana Crypt flip. Odd take damage. That's odd. He's going to take damage. Go down to 12. See if he found anything off the top. Sensei's Divining Top would probably be the best card to find. Or Karn. Karn would be really good. There's a lot of options. Nothing that's 0 mana, though. Fatal Push on the Glaring Flesh Raker. Or no, it's got to be. Yeah, so it just resolves because he had nothing leave, and it checks that it didn't have. It didn't check Revolt, so it's going to get countered. Bit of a misplay. Unless he just planned on needing a card in graveyard for a Psychic Frog, but I feel like he should have just discarded it at that point. 3 cards going away for Psychic Frog. Give it flying. Jump it. Hop it on over for 1, at least. Looks like maybe 2 cards are going to get discarded here. Oh, 3. Really trying to speed up the clock. 1, 2, 3. Discarding 2 wastelands. Makes sense. Your opponent doesn't have any lands, wasteland. Discard 4 cards. So that's 5 damage coming in. So if a single Mana Crypt flip misses, then Nicholas could die on the next attack. He really needs something here to turn this thing around. Dodge a flip. Dodges a flip. Can he get something off the top? It's not a 0 drop. Four mana, 1 ring. Or that might be a Mystic Forge? Okay, so that's a 1 ring. Tap it, drop card, make a spawn, cheat you for 1. Let's dig another card deeper. Finds a key. That'll trigger the Flesh Raker to make a spawn. Looks like it'll elicit a response. Mental Misstep, Hardcast. Counters the key. Will make a spawn, shoot you for 1, so you'll go to 16. Gonna go to combat, swing in for 2. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Would have got the Flesh Raker off the board for sure. Just passes instead of attacking. Because you can't attack because there's a 1 ring in play. Right. Dodges the flip again. Stays at 7. Another Tezzeret Cool Captain coming in. It resolves. Does trigger the Flesh Raker. Yeah, so he should be at 6. You're right. We'll keep that in mind for our tallies. Maybe Steven already noted it, but he should be at 6. Yeah, unfortunately, as much as I try to instruct the players to ensure that they use the dice that we give them for life totals, even though they're welcome to use paper, sometimes they don't always stay on top of it. Grabs Pithy Needle. Probably to name Psychic Frog, stabilize himself to not die. Alright, sack a guy, cast Pithy Needle. Alright, Psychic Frog's just going to hurry up and discard a card so he can get a counter. It's a Mox Pearl. That would have been countered anyway. To the Chalice of the Void. Pithy Noodle naming Psychic Frog, so it can't be jumped anymore. I'm going to draw 2 cards. Okay, it looks like they're going to go ahead and update that for us. Thank you. Spend some more mana. Looks like 3 for another Flesh Raker. Oof. Definitely doubles the clock up. It is. It is the only stream. So that Glade Flesh Raker would have made another token, shoot him for 1, and now everything from now on to shoot him for 2. And normally we have been scheduling months in advance for 2 people to be in here per day. It's just that both Friday and Sunday, one of those people did not meet their commitment. So I'm here by myself. I've had a couple of people join me here and there, but for the 10 to 12 hours that we have for this stream, don't worry, you have me all day. All right, Beta Crit flip survives again. Man, that is 3 flips in a row. Yeah, Fatal Push, the way that it's worded, it allows you to get misplay. It even lets you misplay it on Arena and Moto if you were so choose. Like we have a Spell Pierce just to delay the inevitable. All right, that's going to be a concession. That's going to be game 1 going over to Nicholas. Congratulations, Nick, on Breaker Shops. Going into game 2, Steven will be on the play. Let's go ahead and take a peek at our backup match. Looks like they are also resolving mulligans. So we'll just go ahead and just hang tight on our main match. And so we're currently in round 5. We did make just basically exactly enough to get to 8 rounds. We had 126 players, plus there were 10 players with buys that they had earned through various events, through vintage trials, legacy trials, and other win a buy events put on by either stores or the events here at the Oklahoma Landrun. And so that put us over the sweet spot number of having to go to 8 rounds. So we got at least 8 hours of Magic of Swiss for you guys, in addition to top 8. And we're gonna do the top 8 today as well. I want to say I managed to get out of here at about 10:45 last night. Hopefully we're out of here a little bit faster. Thankfully, Vintage plays a little faster than Legacy.
Hanging out.
Welcome in, Justin. So how'd your match go?
Tournament's not going super well, but I just beat Eternal Weekend Champion Kelvin. So he offered to come in here and help do some commentary too.
Okay, yeah, I mean, everybody's welcome. I've been,
hanging out.
Just rocking it, hanging out. Right now we're watching Nicholas on Raker Shops. Nicholas, let me pull up his last name. Dijon.
Oh, yeah.
And then Stephen Lewis on Demir Luris. And Nicholas managed to pull it out. He had a really, really good start. He had Mana Crypt,
didn't have any lands at any sequence. So Steven had 2 wastelands just chilling in his
Just
hand
chilling.
that did nothing. And he ended up, after he played out basically most of his hands, got his defense grid mind break trapped. And then he said, okay, cool, here's chalices, you'll go ahead. His opponent had 2 Moxen in his hand that also did
And that was
nothing.
game 1.
That was game 1. So we're
Yeah.
going to game 2.
So a game 1 with a main deck defense grid and a main deck mind break trap.
Yes, sir.
If that's not the story of the day, then oh man. Yeah, but this has got to be a great meta for Nick Sean for sure.
Yeah.
This is his wheelhouse, bread and butter, workshop gaming. So
Yeah, because he was already on this deck well before.
this
well
or
before
Jewel
Phantom, yeah.
or aggro shops, anything. It's all kind of in that range.
And of course, this deck is real pretty. He's got all the masterpieces, the inventions. It's good stuff. And of course, earlier, so last round, our backup match, we had somebody their entire deck was whiteboarded,
Wow,
and
that's exciting.
even 9 whiteboarded cards were turned into whiteboarder, including a Tabernacle of
That's
Tinkerbell.
commitment. Wow. Oh, the altered tabernacle with the snow. Yeah, I saw that yesterday. It's really nice.
So yes, we're going into game 2. I checked in on our backup match, and they also are going to game 2 at the
Okay.
same time. So we've actually had that overlap quite often today, where
A
both matches.
lot of
are going
fast
game 2.
matches today.
Yeah. So how are you doing in the event then?
Yeah, so I'm now 3-2. Started off with mine. We had commentated round 1, and then I played a great 3-game set against Esper Frog. Just awesome games, which I won. And then I played against Mono White and lost the die roll and lost every game on the draw. And then I played against the Mirror, Raker Shop's Mirror, and same thing happened. And then this time I played Raker Shop's Mirror, where I was able to win one of the games on the draw, and so I snuck past Kelvin. So
Have you thought about just winning the die roll?
So that has been my problem all day. It feels I hate saying that. Like it's the worst feel. Like it feels like it's a classic.
cop-out.
It's a classic cop out. Oh, I'm a bad player. Thing to say, but like it's really important for the
It's-
Raker mirror and for the
Yeah.
mono white versus Raker. It's sad.
It feels
It's
even
sad.
way more important in Vintage than it does in every other format. Of course, across Magic in general, being on the play matters a lot. But like in
Yeah.
Vintage, oh
You know,
man.
I mean, in Vintage, like the great equalizer for you being on the draw is you can force and then do something powerful, right?
Yeah.
But if I elect to skill issue, not play any forces, then I've done this to myself, so I can't complain. You know?
Right,
Like
right.
this is what I chose to do all day. Ooh, there we go, Lotus Null
Black
Rod.
Lotus Rod,
And
2
Frog.
mana left.
Oh, that's like one of the best openers. One of the
Yeah.
absolute best openers.
Yeah. That's a tough opener. Ancient Tomb.
Defense grid, sure.
Okay.
So like it's not even a game-winning opener because of how the car works, where you can just play a car and then play a bunch of things into Null Rod that don't do anything.
Right.
If you just have enough
you
land
just have
mana,
enough zeros, yeah.
and you can just hit them for 16. So it's not over, but that is the start that Stefan's looking for sure.
So in round 3 we had Ed versus Joe on screen.
Oh, yeah,
on
that's a good
stream.
one.
That was it. It was fun. They ended up going all the way game 3. Joe did take that one down. But it looks like we ended up eventually having something happen to this defense grid.
Which spell would that be?
Was that a force? It may have been a force.
It might have just been forced.
It's
Yeah.
just a delayed force.
I don't think they have any removal, so it must be a force. Force Piss Consign.
Wasteland Ancient
That's
Tomb.
perfect. Yeah, so
Yeah.
this is like just keep off of a car. That's the name of the game here. Which is why you kind of have to force the defense grid, because you just need to be able to force the
Oh,
car
yeah,
if it
yeah,
happens.
yeah.
Ooh, Castle Doom. And Vexing Bobble. Alright. That's a way to stop future fortunes. But at this point, like, if he's got more consigns, we can just hold up consign. That's Ancestral Recall, I assume.
Yes.
Oh yeah, this is a runaway one. Castle Doom is an interesting one. It's tech
That's-
from the Raker side to give it a shot versus Mono White on the draw.
Okay.
Because Mono White, I think a strong Mono White player will be mulliganing extremely hard to Void Mirror, because Void Mirror on the play is very hard for Raker shops to beat.
Right.
And so Castle Doom is a land that can make mana of any color for your artifacts and let you play through a Void Mirror. Now, that's not always enough, but it's something.
I've seen quite a few players, Brandon Watson included,
Yeah.
who kept on reaching out to I don't know how many people trying
Looking for
to
Castle
try to track down some Castle Dooms.
Yeah. So it's like to play Castle Doom in this Raker list, you have to be expecting a significant amount of mono white. And if that doesn't exist, then
You've wasted a slot or two.
it's not a dead card, right? It makes mana of any color, and it makes these like little construct golems, which can be good against like a grindy matchup possibly. So it's never dead. It's just like you don't have a ton of slots in your deck and in your sideboard in the Raker
Right.
list because you have to play all of these combo cards. So it's tough to justify, and I think I had someone tell me that they saw, maybe 8 mono white players in the field out
Wow.
of 125. So
That's
not even
significantly lower than last year, isn't it?
right. So like, I felt pretty good about not having any Castle Dooms, but I did that in mono white. So jokes on me.
Yeah, we had Mono White on camera earlier, and they handled their match pretty well too. So the ones that did bring it, maybe they tend to maybe they about to do it well.
We'll see. Yeah, I'm very interested to see what the data looks like for this event. So did get a Flesh Raker in play off of an Ancient Tomb. So Nick is losing health quite rapidly here between the Frog and the Ancient Tombs and the
He's
Consign
already
on the
down to
Raker.
6.
Okay, so
Wow.
that's a big one. How many cards are left? 2, 3, 4. So that is 6,
lethal.
right?
Yeah.
And there's a Vexing Bauble in play, so there's no. Yeah, it looks like it's coming in. And are we jumping 1?
1, 2. Surely you just dumped the hand, right? Dump enough.
Assuming we are correctly at 6 and we have 6 damage, then I would go for it because there's a Vexing Bauble in play.
Wow.
Okay, only 4.
Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Oh, 6 life was last game. Okay, so it looks like they have bothered to not re-update from.
That makes a
this
lot of
game.
sense because that'd be a lot of life loss really quickly. But I don't know. Those Ancient Tombs.
2 explorers.
Yeah. We can only use the information we have available to us. But so I mean, still a very commanding position for this Frog right here. There were no more lands from Stefan's side, so that means his hand is all spells, presumably.
Right.
The cards that got pitched were a second Null Rod, because it's very hard to remove the first Null Rod for the regular deck anyways, and the Negation, which he couldn't cast because he couldn't find the third land, and there's a Vexing Bauble in play.
Yeah, so how do you get rid of the no rod on the Raker side?
Only Argenta Massacre.
Okay.
I mean, technically, you could Karn it, turn it into a creature, and dismember it, but only Argenta Massacre.
The clean answer.
Yeah, because I think a lot of times this Raker player won't have a Karn in post board here anyways, and I'm not even convinced you even want to dismember post board. Like, it can kill some frogs, and it can kill Bowmaster, and Bowmaster is something, but I like when these combo decks that are fairly non-interactive focus on doing their thing the best they can.
Yeah.
And Argenta Massacre at least is, that's your idea for Null Rod. So.
Argenta Massacre, what a cool design card.
Yeah, I think that card is great. It's a very unique effect, and it gives these colorless decks a little bit more agency and how they want to play out games where, previously it's very hard for them to ever win Null Rod. You should have to have game plans that play through Null Rod.
Right.
And this deck does have some of that, right? Like just having enough Rakers is building enough pings. If you have the card is not stopped by Null Rod. So, it's hard to break open your car, but you can still break open your car, or you can attack for 4 every turn.
Yeah. So it looks like we have a sequencing issue where this player said, I'm going to discard these 3 cards to the Frog. And he said, okay, well, in response to every single one of those, I'm going to dismember this because you didn't do this one at a time.
Yeah.
And even though earlier he was discarding them one at a time, decided to. Oh no! Okay, never mind. We have a Talon Gates coming in.
Right. He's phasing it out.
So it won't see the other 2 counters, but it's still on with all 3 triggers on the stack. So it won't see any of them.
Yeah, can't be shortcutting.
Because you didn't do it one at a time. Looks like we have an argument over exactly that.
Yeah, no idea how that.
I mean, unfortunately, you're shortcutting while you're 4-0 in round 5, so it's just.
Well, I understand because there's a Vexing Bauble in play, and there's a Null Rod on the Vexing Bauble, and your opponent is playing colorless. But yeah, definitely don't want to be doing those all at the same time.
So I'm guessing we might be waiting on a judge here then at this point,
Yep.
or maybe a judge is talking to them about it.
Almost certainly. We could probably swap over to the other match while this judge call is getting resolved. Never mind.
Oh boy! Yeah, look, they're actually finished. Okay, so
We can watch some hand waving. I mean,
so when you come to Oklahoma, are you coming to just the event, or are you going to do other things while you're out and about?
just the event for me. The first 2 times I went to the Landrun, I was able to get some pretty good days and like checking out Oklahoma City. So it's a pretty cool city, very unique city. Some good eats spread out. It's the weirdest thing about Oklahoma to me is how spread out it is. Because I'm from the Northeast, everything is clumped together.
Clustered, yeah.
And you come to Oklahoma and like it's a city, but it's not a city. like there's
Yeah.
like one area with some buildings, and then everything else is spread out in like little districts, which can make it kind of hard to get around to different things. You got to make sure you're everywhere. But every time I've like been out and done things in Oklahoma City, it's been a good time. So
Yeah, Oklahoma City. Like I've read that, like population-wise, we're still not like the even close to like the top 10 cities in America or
Sure.
anything like that. But whenever it comes to landmass, we have
You have so much
so
space.
much.
everything's spread out. Everyone gets to build the biggest things they want. Like
yeah,
my hotel randomly has like outdoor grills and like pools, and I'm like, you're a random hotel. What are you doing?
so it looks like the judge let him
Do them one at a
Keep.
time, or
at least 2 counters because he had 3 before, right? Because he was dealing
Yeah.
4 damage.
the
So it looks like it got to
Yeah.
be phased out on one of them, and it got 2 of the counters.
the rules of how things work these days are very player friendly. And obviously it depends on like things they've said that we have no idea. So
Right.
you can't. It's hard to accurately judge the situation when we don't even have the crucial information. Is that a massacre? Ooh, that's a way out.
That's a good one.
We don't know Nick's life total. Oh, it's a consign. Last card consign.
Spell.
Oh,
That doesn't work.
paper only play.
That don't work. The shoe doesn't fit.
Oh, it's so brutal because we pitched a consign at some point in this
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
and that is just the best card in the matchup when you haven't died. Like when you've already stabilized,
Yeah.
the card you want is consign. So if that's the last card, if we have enough to jump and deal enough damage, then it's
Well, there's a pithy needle or no. Pithy needle's gone.
there's no needle.
So
so it's
you
just
can just
hop
jump
frog.
and attack for lethal.
Yeah, assuming we have enough damage. If we don't have enough damage, it could be in trouble. Yeah, I don't know what's in Nick's hand, of course, but Massacre alone is my power creature. So it'll win the game pretty quickly.
Yep.
All right,
Jump,
frog.
lay frog. It has wings. Is it gonna hop over?
Yeah,
No. Okay.
I guess it was enough. So Massacre
Going
came
to game
down.
3.
The Talon Gates almost got us there. What we needed was a second Talon Gates.
A second Talon Gate would have been
enough.
hot.
I think it would have been enough. Yeah. Though to be fair, if you phase it out, you can't kill it with the Masticore. So maybe it wouldn't have been enough. It'd have to have been like an earlier Talon Gate.
But then he killed the
no rod, and
then maybe it unlocks
certainly
everything
about
that's in his
what's
hand.
in the hand.
Yeah. So outside of Magic, what kind of hobbies do you have, Justin?
I spend so
Or
much
do
time.
you-
I spend so much time playing Magic these days. It's crazy. But I play a lot of Teamfight Tactics on the side. So that's an auto battler. It's a strategy game on the PC. And actually, they have a LAN event happening in Vegas after the Italian Eternal weekend. I'm gonna try to qualify for that.
Okay.
So, a side of gaming with my gaming. Let Kelvin know he can do some commentary after this round.
Who?
Kelvin. Philbin? No. Okay. Well, he's a nice guy.
Is he the guy that you said EW? guy?
EW winner, yeah.
Okay.
He got Legacy. He got the baubles are banned in that format.
Okay, nice.
So he knows a little thing about baubles. So that'll be good. He played some Raker today. He bounced around between a bunch of different decks, and then in the end, he decided, yeah,
Play the Boogeyman.
it's Raker. All right, so we're gonna go to game 3 now,
Yeah, so
where Nick will have to play.
yeah, Nick is on the play, and the last time he was on the play, he essentially did not let Steven play Magic.
That's the goal. That's what we're here
Steven
for.
got to play Psychic Frog, and that was it.
Oh, that's a lot.
That-
That's a
on turn
card. Yeah, it's a card.
two.
Turn 2. That's pretty good.
He got to turn 2.
That's more than you can ask for a lot of these rounds. It's brutal out there. There's a lot of card today.
Okay, going to 6.
This is super
If
tough.
you- I was about to say, if you're the Raker player, you got to be loving this, right?
Oh,
he's being
thank you. Nick.
I see car turned on.
I saw a workshop in a car. I don't know if we can.
I don't know if there
Flip
was
it.
other stuff.
So this is the thing. It puts the power of this deck being so high and so much above, like in my opinion, above the rest of the format in terms of power, puts so much pressure on the blue player in mulligans. And even let's say Nick's hand doesn't have a way to flip this card on turn 1. He can still go workshop car and
it's
draw
ju-
force
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's just too risky. Like if
You can't let it
if it
go.
doesn't work, you're dead.
Yeah.
So like a lot of times you don't even have a flipped card, but you cast a card, you throw it into a force because you don't care because the deck is so resilient. You have Raker Top Kill or Ring or Tezzeret, so you always have a follow up.
Yeah, so it's like, okay,
There we
looks like
go.
we're immediately leading with shops.
There it is. And this is like the most concealed you can be, right? This is the least likely card to flip because it's a workshop card. There's no land drop. There's no zeros in play right now. So like, it's a hard choice as the blue-black player or the Luris player
Right.
because you have no idea if this card's gonna flip or not. And like, this could be exactly what Nick wants. You know, get the force out of the hand, play even stronger play.
All right, so Force Pitch Probe, and I did see a Spell Pierce in hand, so
Okay, that'll help. Unless it's a Raker kill.
and I see a Frog as well, so Spell Pierce Frog, and
Or even
another
like
card.
Spell Pierce. We just learned last game you can't Spell
You
Pierce.
cannot Spell Pierce a Masticore.
So
So
like,
yeah, if you
Ancient
just
Two
immediately
Masticore,
has follow up Soul Land Massacre. Oh,
you know, it's a little risky into like an open consign, right? But
right.
you gotta get through all the consigns at some point. Had to something.
Grim Monolith.
Alright.
Let's it resolve.
Yeah, so if there was a monolith, then you know, definitely was possibilities of that car. But he played the car first, so he
Right.
certainly was banking on the car getting countered, which I think is reasonable. That's kind of how it goes. And even if like they don't counter it, then if you have your monolith on the next turn, I guess there's another spell.
Right.
So
And
it's all
that's a
fine.
very, very worse. You could always just turn it into a 4/4 because your opponent certainly didn't leave in their fatal pushes.
It depends, because like there's still Raker in this deck.
Yeah.
There's a Raker combo, so like maybe there are pushes. It's really hard to play against the Raker deck because you have to cover so many axes. If it was just car is really broken, that's the whole deck. It's super answerable. You have there are like it's still too fast, but it's answerable.
Could sign, stifle. Like there's so many different options. To do.
You know, it's a negatable target.
Yeah.
But the fact that that's a Lorien to search. The fact that this deck is so redundant and it has so many powerful plays, it just exuberates the car speed issue. Reminds me a lot of Karnforge meta, though Karnforge, you know, that was interactive and broken, where this is not so much.
Alright, grabs another C, takes a draw. We know that he had Spell Pierce in hand. I think that was a Force of Will drawn or a Daze.
That's good. Thing is, now, you know, we have this castle, so we have mana that doesn't go away when we tap it. So we can start spinning and start looking for another thing. That's another underrated part of the deck is, you know, this is a colorless deck, but it has some pretty good card manipulation.
Really
with the
good
top.
tools.
You can make sure that you're not just drawing workshop.
Right.
You can manipulate your deck a little bit. You even like can search your deck and shuffle to get rid of the bad cards on top of
Right.
Tezzeret. So it almost It almost feels like you're playing a blue deck. Ooh, Academy.
Speaking of blue, there's an academy.
Breaker, off of a monolith. With one top in play. Car. Second.
That's gotta.
Second spell. Second.
That's
Not.
gotta warrant a. If he has.
No, it's only
force-
first non-creature. I don't know. Like, you can't spell pierce this, obviously, because there's this Landrun Academy. Oh, maybe
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
Maybe
It's a legal play. Oh, brainstorm. Okay.
Sure.
I don't know. So we have. So Nick has what, one card in hand,
Right.
an active top. The Raker has already resolved. So like any other top is lethal. So can you really be afford to be countering a Fantasticar that may or may not get turned on?
Right.
And most likely it's not getting turned on here because the way this gets turned on here is like another top on top, which is lethal anyways. So it's so hard to be the blue player in these kind of spots where your opponent has an insane mana advantage. They have actually a card selection advantage. They have a threat advantage. Their cards play well with each other, so like their card selection is also an infinite win con.
Why hasn't it?
And you're out here trying to figure out if you're supposed to force a card that may not even do anything.
Looks like we're going to get a spell pierce, and you're going to make a pay 2.
Yeah, sure.
So you have 1 mana floating. Or no, okay.
No,
The Tolarian Academy only taps for 2.
Yep. There's a Castle Doom open, and then there was still an Eldrazi trigger on the stack. And then the car enters the battlefield.
Appears the last card in hand is likely a land.
So Nick knows 2 of the 3 cards
Yeah, so dig
And
up
he's
1 card
spinning.
deeper.
with just 1 colorless left open. And 1 colorless left open is enough here if he finds second top in his top 3 to deal infinite damage. See? Nope.
Had to pass.
Okay. So I wonder what you would draw. So that's what you're trying to draw there so that you have the top on the next turn to cast. Get another trigger with Raker. Get a trigger for your Fantasticar. Those
Right.
cards also pair great together. Sensei's top. Your card selection engine also triggers your
Happens in-
Tezzeret, triggers your Fantasticar, kills with Raker.
Happens to speed up everything else about the deck.
Well-oiled machine.
Another Castle Doom.
So is it Land Pass, Castle Doom? 1, 2, 3 mana for another Raker?
Wow.
That's really powerful here because now you're just getting threatened just by life total. Car is dealing 4, every colorless spell deals 4, and you're getting a spell every turn because you have a Sensei stop.
Yeah.
So you are guaranteed 1 non-creature spell every turn that deals 4 damage, plus turns on your card to deal another 4 damage, unless
Dismember, killing the
on
other one.
the Raker. But we didn't do this in the upkeep. So this is still with the Raker on the stack, so you still get 1 colorless, or 1 Scion, but and
No damage.
damage.
Dealt. Yeah.
and then top, I assume. Last card top. Yep.
Trigger the Flesh Raker, and I imagine at this point you just turn on the card, right? Swing in for 4.
Yeah.
So you still have 2 artifact mana floating.
Oh, I mean, you're just like you're pressuring on so many different fronts.
So you probably spin a spawn, spin the top. Look.
Yeah, so you're looking at 1 new card, and of course, any top is still lethal. Any Tezzeret, depending on mana, can be lethal.
Leaves it on top exactly as is.
Okay. And
Moxon. Trigger.
it's a Mox.
Pretty sure that's a Mox Jet.
Okay. So he's just fishing for damage here, because I don't think we can get this card flipped.
I do think he can make a construct now with the Castle Doom. Yep.
Yeah, so that's sack an artifact, get a 3/3 golem artifact maybe.
Right, and it's another guy that'll trigger the Flesh Raker. Deal
That's
1.
true. 1 damage from the Flesh Raker. You gotta. Probably the hardest one to remember is creatures dealing damage with the Flesh Raker. So like Urza Saga token.
Yeah.
But I've never seen the Castle Doom do it either, so that makes sense. But see, he's just playing this small beatdown game, and Stefan's running out of time. So you obviously didn't break a car open here, but you don't have to because the floor, like we said earlier, is quite high.
Right. Yeah, this is a moderately slow game, and I mean we're
Well,
still.
yeah,
on,
I mean, we
like,
had multiple counter spells, right? Like,
yeah, we're still in like turn. I believe we're in turn 4.
that's what it takes to make a game out of it. You need to have like 3 counter spells, and a lot of times
Yeah.
you need to have like an ancestral to come back into. So it's so hard for the blue deck to keep up on resources. It's wild.
All right, just passes back. We know that there's top Sensei Divining top on top.
But you have to think like from Stefan's side, like what combination of cards even gets you back into this game? Like it has to start with ancestral because you have to answer multiple things. You probably need a null rod. You probably need a removal spell. You probably need 2 removal spells, considering the car is also hitting you every
Right.
turn. You're blue black, so you don't have like catch-all answers. Not that like a catch-all answers here would work. Something like Serenity is still not killing the Flesh Raker. So, and this top being a 4 damage spell and a Raker every turn, and looking to see your 3rd card down, so you don't have to draw these bad cards. And that Mox could turn into a 3/3 that deals damage. Oh man.
So as of right now, we got 5-9 coming in on attacks without him doing anything else.
I can't imagine he has much more than 9 life left. So we got hit by a car, and there were a bunch of Raker triggers.
Just attacks for 4. It doesn't attack on the
Interesting.
ground.
So like I like holding back the Flesh Raker because of a possible Bowmaster,
Yeah, I'm not
but
so
I'm not sure about the
that
column.
work.
Oh, it's a
Nah.
snap. And there's
Dismember the graveyard.
Dismember, and there's Brainstorm,
Yeah.
and there's Spell Pierce.
Yeah, looks like we're targeting Dismember.
Okay, so this costs 4 life.
So this will cost
It's the
every
same-
bit of the life.
Yeah, it's the same as getting hit by the car.
And that's it. All right,
Yep.
cool.
Wow.
GG. Nicholas taking it down 2-1. And we will. I believe they're getting pretty close on the round. Let me see how much time y'all got left.
Yeah, I'm gonna run. Good luck, everyone.
Yes, sir, Justin.
And,
Thank you for joining me.
I'll
for
try to
this little
send
bit.
you some help.
Yes, sir. And for everybody that was listening, that was Justin. I am actually level 1, and they are currently in time in turns. The round is over, so we're just waiting on them to finish up. So we will be back for round 6, and appreciate you all for staying around. My name's Caden Ford, and we will see you here soon.